Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Justin Herbert, what a star. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 318 yards. We got Quentin Johnston also. Folks, I am so unbelievably happy for you guys. I could not believe it watching this entire football game. I was kind of mobile yesterday, watching this whenever I was in front of a TV, and it just is, it's so nice. It's the first time in 7 attempts against the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm so glad. We've been back in Justin Herbert for so long on this channel. Quentin Johnston, what a just revenge game and a revenge season here. This was awesome. 318 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Quentin Johnston had 5 catches for 79 yards, 2 touchdowns, and we're going to show you it all in tonight's video. So let's just get right into it. As we are starting from the top, and we're going to be showing you Quentin Johnston's touchdown here. I like it. I really like this route concept as well. And another big thing here is because I see, and there's just way too much rhetoric around Justin Herbert not like shrinking in big time games and just not being that dude in big time games. I am a Packers fan. I hated playing in Brazil last season, and no matter how anybody wants to chalk it up, this is just an amazing win for the Los Angeles Chargers. But I really like this route concept. Quentin Johnston ends up being just completely wide open. We got some guys on crossers here, and you're going to see the defensive back for the Kansas City Chiefs. He gets tripped up right here. I mean, completely tripped up right here. And from here on out, Herbert's watching this the whole way. Just steps into it, avoids a little bit of pressure. And by the way, your offensive line played so good last night. It's just, the offensive line deserves a lot of kudos for how well they protected Herbert. I know he took a couple of sacks, and we're going to run through it all in tonight's video, but man, Quentin Johnston catching these footballs. Once again, 79 yards on 5 catches for 2 touchdowns. I couldn't be happier for Quentin Johnston in this football game. You know, it's crazy how the turntables turn so quickly. This wide receiver room 1 year ago was highly viewed as bad, and now you got Quentin Johnston, Ladd McConkey, you got Trey Harris, the rookie, but Keenan Allen, Tyler Conklin, everything, obviously Omarion Hampton, Najee Harris. I'm just so happy everything's coming together, but we'll keep it moving. So I was actually reading an article right before I recorded this video, and I saw a lot of rhetoric online about, well, the Chargers defense wasn't that good. They really struggled containing Patrick Mahomes. This is early on in the football game. It's 10-0. I was watching this at a golf sim. I was just blown away. It was 10-0, almost halftime, 5 minutes, 37 seconds left in the half. And as you can tell, once again, we're looking at 3rd and goal. All right, we are looking at 3rd and goal. This defense did not break in any way, shape, or form. But, if you guys watched Thursday night's game, Jalen Hurts, there were a lot of moments where Matt Eberflus and the Cowboys defense, they didn't have any spy on Patrick Mahomes. And I get it. Mahomes ended up running 6 times for 57 yards and that touchdown. But I really love this spy here from Dane Henley. You're just watching him the whole way. He's trying to maneuver out of the pocket, and he just attacks and just throws him down. And I really, Mahomes was the leading rusher for Kansas City by 30 yards. He ended up going 24-39, 258 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. I get it, the Mahomes stat line is pretty, not that bad. But when you watch this football game, I really felt like the Chargers defense dominated the entire time. I really never felt like they lost the step. They were going for heads. Everybody was attacking the football. Same thing applies to the offense. This team was clearly on a mission, and they got the job done. And so, folks, before we get any further into tonight's video, hit that like button, hit that sub button for me. Chargers fans, NFL fans, who try and get this video to 100 likes, folks. It makes the world of a difference. But this Dane Henley sack on Mahomes on 3rd down, these are all big reasons. Imagine you give up a touchdown here. They didn't give a touchdown in this first half. These are the small little things that add up and really make a difference at the end of the football game. It's hard to think of a better story than Keenan Allen coming back to the Los Angeles Chargers. And then let alone that, we have a phenomenal debut of the NFL season. Coming back to the Chargers, coming back to Justin Herbert. He catches 7 balls for 68 yards. This touchdown you're about to see on the screen here. On 10 total targets. He's back like he never left. I loved this concept. I loved it. They found the soft spot in the zone, and it's just beautiful. This is, once again, getting back to it. You can't really see. It's 3rd and 3. All right, the Chargers are up 13-12 right now. There's only 36 seconds left in the third quarter, and these are the difference makers. If Keenan Allen doesn't come down with this ball, if Justin Herbert doesn't throw him this touchdown pass here, you're looking at a 16-12 game, and it's just a completely different vibe. It's a completely different feel. So Los Angeles, on their first drive, like we showed you with Quentin Johnston, they come down here, and they throw the first punch, and then they just continue to punch the Kansas City Chiefs defense and offense. I thought Herbert looked so composed. He has so much time to throw in the pocket. This is as easy as it gets for Keenan Allen down here and Justin Herbert. Absolute work of art. Truly. This is a big deal right here. So here we go. It is 18-20. As you guys know, if you watched this game last night, it's 1st and 10. There's only 5 minutes, 11 seconds left in this football game. Now, typically when you have a team play the Kansas City Chiefs and you're up 20-18 with only 5 minutes left in the quarter, you kick a field goal here, right? The Chiefs defense gets a stop, whatever the situation happens, but Kansas City is able to get the stop. Now it's a 5-point game. It's 18-23 LA's way, and then the Chiefs come down here, they control the clock, and they score a touchdown with like 18 seconds, and the opposing offense isn't able to come down with the football. This is, we showed you a lot of Quentin Johnston in tonight's video. We showed you like majority of his catches. I love this so much. We'll break it down. Once again, Herbert's got all the time in the day here. I know he took 3 total sacks, but I really think that offensive line, people like to make fun of Kansas City, but folks, at the end of the day, it's, the Super Bowl losers. It's still a very, very good football team. I don't need to tell any Chargers fans that. This is a big deal. You got a divisional win in the first game against the Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City Chiefs. This is a huge deal. And then when we start to look onward, not only the confidence in Justin Herbert and this Chargers offense, Omarion Hampton had a couple of nice runs, including a long of 11, 15 carries for 48 yards for Omarion Hampton. But the Chiefs defensive line did a really good job, especially early on in that football game, of stopping that run. And this is, like I said, if we look a little bit longer, the confidence level that not only Quentin Johnston receives, but the Chargers and Quentin Johnston, Justin Herbert and Quentin Johnston, this is just a big-time play from a couple of gamers here. He's wide open. I kind of wanted to show you that it was like 3rd and 18, 3rd and 15 or whatever. Quentin Johnston, somehow actually doesn't, it's like 4th and inches or whatever it was. But it just blew me away, the aggressiveness with this Los Angeles Chargers offense. I was very, very impressed. And then once again, just some rhetoric on this defense, because that's it for the defensive clips in this video. Don't really understand it. I don't really understand the naysayers saying, the Chargers defense still has some issues they got to be working on. Patrick Mahomes was out of contain the entire football game. You just gave up only 21 points and put up 27 on the almost Super Bowl champion. So we'll show you this last clip from Justin Herbert here. But the Quentin Johnston game, this will be remembered for a very long time. This is exactly how you want to start the season. I'm getting very good juju from this game from everybody involved. So complete and utter play of the game here. It's 3rd and 14. Once again, Herbert, he's not clutch. This Chargers offense isn't clutch, which is really annoying, by the way, because if you've watched, and by the way, Herbert had 7 carries for 32 yards, including this long of 19 that you're about to see here. I just hate that rhetoric so much. People always bring up that Jacksonville Jaguars wildcard round from a couple of seasons ago. That in no way, shape, or form, in my opinion, was on Justin Herbert. That was more on the defensive coordinator for not being able to figure that out as the game went on, but not pointing any fingers, not trying to bring any bad vibes to this Chargers victory over the Kansas City Chiefs. But I love this so much. So you can kind of see the first read. We got Quentin Johnston here. Now they're bracketing him, so he's pretty double teamed, and there's, I'm sure somebody is technically open. Like, we got some guys probably at the top of this screen, but he makes this decision really quickly. We're looking at Quentin Johnston. He's going through his progressions, and he feels a little bit of pressure here on his right side. And 14 yards is a big deal. This is, once again, 3rd and 14. This is a big, gutsy play. And in real time, it's even more impressive because you drop back for a second or two. And by the way, they're out of timeouts. Kansas City's out of timeouts. So obviously this was for the win, and they just ended up kneeling it after this. But he makes this decision very quickly. Like, he decides on this quickly. He sees the open field, and then he just runs it, slides perfectly. Everybody's hyped up. And I love Justin Herbert. I don't really understand the hate. People always say that he, hasn't gotten anything done in the playoffs or blah, blah, blah. He's only 27 years old. He just threw for 320 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions about the frickin' Kansas City Chiefs. This was as good as it possibly gets. So before we even close it out, I'll see who your Week 2 matchup is on the road against the Las Vegas Raiders next Monday night. But what a win, man, for the Chargers. I'm so happy for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Post a ton of Chargers videos on this channel as well. So let me know your player of the game down below, the good and the bad, and we will see you soon. Peace.